So here we are for part two. We're in a different Dollar Tree. Part two of the last segment of Dollar Tree items to use with for your mental health and with therapy techniques for yourself or if you're a therapist. And some of these sections are kind of disorganized. This one's not too bad, but it does have some of the other items I wanted to share. Now, I mentioned in the last video using these index cards. Look at the white ones are $225. That's a lot. There's the colored ones and the big ones. And at this store we have two different sizes of the book rings that you can use. You would probably want to use the smaller ones unless you were going to use a lot of cards. So you look at how many you get there. And then also, this is an example of what they sell for a hole punch. This is the ones where you put 3 holes in a piece of 8.5 by 11 piece of paper so that you can put it in a notebook, a 3-ring binder. But you could figure out where the hole is and put the holes in the cards, the index cards. And the thing about this is not only could you do the ABC approach or other therapeutic approaches, but it can help with things like, I remember I used to do this when I was in graduate school, and I would, if I had to, I had theology classes, church history, where I had to remember dates and names and memorize things, memorize scripture. So you could have on one side the thing that you are being tested on, so someone else can ask you the questions, and the answer on the reverse side. Now, you wouldn't do that with therapy, but you might put the steps to a certain therapy technique, and then on the other side you could jot notes of how it went. You could either do that in pencil so that you could redo it. There's so many ways you could do it. Also, with the ABC approach, I forgot to mention that some people don't want to do the notebook. So they can do it on their phone. They could make a note section of their note app and to do their ABCs. I was thinking, sometimes I think they could erase it, but of course you could lose the book. Another thing some people do, because they do like the physical thing, they might use like a dry erase board like this. It has magnets on it. If those aren't strong enough, the craft section has some you could glue on. And they would write it on here, and then they would take a screenshot so they'd have a record. They also have like a chalkboard. You can get the chalkboard markers in the craft section, and or just regular chalk. I think the chalkboard markers would work better. And you could do your ABCs or anything else, actually. Dry erase and chalkboards are great for being able to reuse. Okay, I just looked in the craft section for the chalk markers, and I found this one. It's Craft Decor brand. It's a white chalk marker. I've used this before. It works really well. For $1.25, you can't lose, unless you lose it. But anyhow, that's enough for me trying to be funny tonight. So there's some last thoughts and ideas from the stationery school supply section. There's a lot of other things you could do if you do children's therapy, but I'm going to do a separate video on the children's therapy Dollar Tree stuff. Okay, for now, take care. God bless.